Well, good morning. It is Tuesday, May. I've kind of lost the date. I think it's maybe May 6th, but it's Tuesday, so that's a clue. And I am not going on the optional tour today. I think I mentioned that yesterday. They're going to Ephesus, and I've been there twice. It's a fantastic place. I recommend if you've never been there, if you ever visit Turkey or go on a cruise of the Aegean, you should go there. But yeah, I've been there twice, so I'm just taking the day to chill, and I'm just so happy. I finally got a solid 8 hours of sleep last night, and right now I'm in the breakfast room. And there's a number of other people in our group who chose not to go. But anyway, I'm sitting, the breakfast room, I'm looking this way instead of this way. The breakfast room is on the top floor of the hotel, and the view is incredible. So this is the same view last night, except during daylight. All right, the guys at that table right in front of me just left. So this is what I'm looking at breakfast, and the doors are open. It's a beautiful day. I'm gonna go explore Izmir, but I'm gonna show you the breakfast buffet because this is the most Turkish breakfast buffet that we've had on the trip. So hang on. And lots of cheeses. I tried the Tulum cheese, which was very salty, and then that cheese, which looks like feta, but it wasn't feta, but it was kind of like feta. So, and there's yogurt and cold cuts. A lot of dill and parsley. A lot of veggies also. And the olive corner. Turns out Turkey grows a lot of olives. Honey, and then like jellies. I think that's peanut butter, but that could be something else. I think that's tahini up there, sesame spread. And then I had some of this. It's boyos. It says it's one of the most popular Izmir pastries, which has been known around 500 years.
It's prepared with the milföy.
With what? I'm sorry?
It's prepared with the milföy, like croissant.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
I had two of them. They were very good. And they suggested eating it with a hard-boiled egg. And then this is, oops, sorry about the finger. This is interesting. So this is the tea machine. The tea is up at the top. You're supposed to fill your cup right there, like a third of the way full of tea, and then the rest with boiling water. So that's what this big thing has, is boiling water. All right, I am out and about walking. I'm heading for the ancient Smyrna Agora. So we'll see. So Dee, our tour manager, said that Izmir has a lot of California vibe, and I'm gonna say, yeah, it sure does. I feel like I'm in LA. Okay, I have made it to the archaeological excavations of the Smyrna Agora. And Smyrna was one of the 7 churches, early churches in Asia Minor. So we're gonna see some cool ruins. All right, here is some information on the ancient city of Smyrna. Very interesting. They said that it's 8,500 years old based on excavations they've found. The second settling of it, where it really became a big city, was done supposedly by Alexander the Great. He had a dream that said, build a city here. So he did. I'm guessing up there is where they said the city was built up on a hill, and the Agora was between the hill and the bay. And yeah, it was used as a cemetery after kind of the decline of the city. And this in front of me is the basilica, but it's like not a church. It was a Roman structure that had judicial and commercial purposes. So we're going to continue. There's a group of school kids here, and other than them, it's very empty. So this should be very cool. And as you can tell, it's a beautiful day. It's about 75 degrees. And so I am coming in to the northwest gate of the basilica. And it looks like there's some of the marble still stuck on some of those stones. And of course I set my hat out this morning and then promptly forgot it, so I don't have a hat, but I did apply sunscreen, and I will try to stay in the shade as much as possible. So we are still, this is the first level of the basement of the basilica. It's in amazing condition. Okay, found a little bit more Greek graffiti on the base of this column. I've gone up to the main part of the basilica and we're going to check it out. So this is just a big empty area where a lot of the stuff that they've found is. It looks like there are headstones from the ancient graveyard, and these look like they were lions. So we're going to go back this way. So originally it was a Greek city, which is why it's all, Agora is a very Greek thing, and then it became a Roman city. So I'm not sure when that transition took place, but I know that well, I'll tell you in a minute. Okay, up on this archway is the Emperor Marcus Aurelius's wife, Faustina. And they think that this was put up here to thank the emperor for sending troops, sending people in to repair. There was evidently an incredible earthquake here in 177 BC. And the Romans came in and repaired the Agora, and it stayed a vibrant commercial, judicial, and administrative center until the 7th century BC, and then it was abandoned, and that's when it became a cemetery. And then after a while, commercial spaces started popping up and workshops. And it eventually became this huge bazaar, which still exists today, around this area. So after I visit here, I'm going to go to the bazaar. So I am on the ground level of the basilica. And you can see the basement area below. This is an incredibly preserved structure. These are mosaics from the late Roman period that they have uncovered. Yeah, I love me some good mosaics. And this is a pretty good view of the floor, the basement of the Agora. They think that the floor between the columns was covered with wood, so obviously that wouldn't survive. And it was sort of an L shape, maybe? I don't know. I'm still figuring it out. And this is, of course, those Romans. They built great systems to transport water, and it's still working today, 2,000 years later. They were amazing, amazing engineers. All right, so I was wrong about that water channel running down the basement. That was actually built by the Greeks. This is a Roman pipe bringing water in. So, yeah, so the Greeks were pretty good with water too, but Romans had pipes. So this is one of those Roman water channels. It's interesting, the thing I read, it said they have not identified the source of this water, but it's been flowing for a very, very long time. And it said the Roman water channels were big enough for, some of the big ones, were big enough for people to walk in it. Yeah. And I am getting ready to leave. There were a lot of areas that were closed off that I couldn't walk in, but that's okay because I don't want to get too tired today. So you can see the basilica in the middle. You can see how close it was to the Aegean, or the inlet from the Aegean. All right, I am on my way to the bazaar, and I have come across a nut store. There's pecans and walnuts and pumpkin seeds and Those look like acorns and pine nuts, and wow. And I'm diving into the labyrinth of, I have read that it's the biggest outdoor market? Outdoor market. I don't know. We'll see. All right, and these are awesome. These are awesome capes for young men who have had a circumcision. We learned that in Istanbul. They dress them up like little sultans. Very cool. So I am in the bazaar. I am deep into the bazaar. And there's all kinds of clothing stores and jewelry shops and kids shops. It's amazing. All right, I stopped in a place in the bazaar. It's been here since 1949. I got their donor platter, and it's just small. There's an upstairs to it. Yeah, I've been working up an appetite, so I got a huge plate of doner. So this is on the wall. This is from the Izmir Gourmet Guide. So boy, I know how to pick them. And this is where I ate lunch. And it cost about $10. I did leave a tip, so maybe 12. And there are some very sparkly dresses. They're beautiful. And those they look like those photography shops. You could dress up. Wow. And I think I found the food court. Sort of a food court. Lots of tables. Actually, this is very cool. I don't really look up, but wow, this is seriously the food court. You can buy your coffee for your Turkish coffee. But yeah, all kinds of food places. And this is an Ottoman era building that has been turned into a hotel. So I'm gonna see if I can maybe poke around in there and see what I can find. And we got some mussels. They got tons of mussels there. And again, another restaurant. Well, I just got back to my room after an hour massage at the Renaissance Hotel, which was delightful. And look what I discovered. My my bed that I thought just had a glowing headboard has a multicolored glowing headboard. So even though I have a bad view out my window, at least I have a really cool headboard. All right, we are going to dinner. I got back to my room, took a little rest, did a little laundry, and reunited with the group, and we're heading to dinner. All right, this is dinner. No, it's not dinner. These are our appetizers. And here's our group. And there's Shelly and Mary Beth. And there's Jackie and Rita. And everybody. Holy cow. So this is dinner tonight. And I kind of thought that when they saw the cards coming out that this was going to be for the whole table. But no, it is just for us. Wow. All right, if I can get... Yeah, so they're chanting. There's loudspeakers. So I don't know if that's in relation to the Istanbul mayor or not, but yeah. So dinner is over, and we are walking back. We are opting to walk back. We are at the seafront, and it's lovely. Early morning tomorrow morning, though, so we gotta kind of hustle on back. And we will head this way. And there's a little, there's some steps, and there's somebody entertaining. It's such a gorgeous night. Last night it was a little cool, but tonight is just really beautiful. And there's still pink in the sky from the sunset. Okay, folks, well, that is a wrap for Tuesday. as you can tell, it was a busy day, laid back. I was on my own for a good part of the day, and then we had a lovely dinner tonight. So tomorrow we're hitting the road again. I think we've got an 8-hour bus ride tomorrow. So, but we're going to see some really, really amazing things. So stick around and hang with me, and I hope you like my blue jammy top. And I'll see you tomorrow.